Hey everyone, this is Caitlin tuning in. It's been a while since I made a video. I've had a lot of things been happening, and look at me, I'm getting more white hairs. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about some knowledge that I discovered, and knowing this stuff, it's gonna fucking blow your mind, because you're gonna start realizing, why do I do the things I do? Why do I not get the things that I want to get? But really, do you really want those things? Because most people are like, I want to have a job, I want to have a lover, I want to have this. And this video is going to expand upon why the fuck you don't have that, and what's going on between the brain. And so a lot of the research that I've been doing, I base it off the model of Bob Proctor, between the subconscious and the conscious mind, as well as formulating in my own research, my own twist, as well as the scientist approach from Bruce Lipton, Dr. Joe Dispenza. And I just formulate my own. So you guys, when you watch this, use your own discernment and take what registers. So I brought this. I'm going to just write this right on here, because I come here during my breaks for work and to do this. So let's say you have two halves of the brain, okay? Oh shit, this isn't going to work. You can't even see that. Can you guys see that? Okay, let's use this one. Hopefully this works. Okay. You have two parts of the brain. You have the subconscious, which is this, and you have the conscious mind. Conscious, subconscious. Now, from the ages of 1 to 7, your brain is in a hypnotic state. So you have like four, there's probably more, but from the human standpoint, 4 different types of brain frequencies that we're on. When a child is between 1 to 7, they're more so in delta, theta, and alpha. So what does that mean? So when we're in a deep sleep, like a REM sleep, that's delta. When we are in theta, that's the imagination. That's where a child rides a broomstick thinking it's a magical unicorn. It's like thinking a Barbie, playing with a Barbie and thinking it's a real thing. Like, it's real life for them, even though it's not real. But that's the theta. That's the imagination. And then you have alpha, which is the deep relaxation. That's kind of like meditation. Theta can be meditation too. But that's all in the subconscious mind. So you have the programs. You have when you're 1 to 7, how does a child learn? They're not given a fucking manual like we're given in school saying, here, study this. You learn, the child learns through observation. The child learns through seeing what mom does, what dad does, how they react when they're angry, how they react when they're sad, what the society says, what the priest says. Those are all integrated in the subconscious mind, which formulates the paradigm, which therefore creates the habits. So if you were raised in a family that says you are not enough, or you don't deserve this, or we can't afford that goes into the subconscious programming. So what happens is you have a psychic barrier at the end of age 7, and you formulate the conscious mind, which then you're working in the beta. The beta is that conscious alertness. That's what we are in, like the normal frequency. You're vibrating at a lower frequency when you're in these theta modes. Anyways, so someone can read all the books in the world, all the knowledge, they have all this knowledge, but yet they're poor. So how do you explain that? Why? You explain it because the paradigm and the subconscious is still going back from when you were a kid, saying you don't deserve this, you're not enough, you can't afford that. So parents, I hope you're watching this if you have kids, on how important it is to instill positive programming, because a lot of us have had negative programming growing up, 70% of it negative. And so then you have people who didn't even graduate high school, and they're millionaires. You know, you look at people like Steve Jobs. How did he get the idea for Apple? I'll tell you why. Because if this is Y, if your subconscious is Y, and your conscious is working at an X, it's not going to work. It's going to be a mess. They both got to be working at X in order for that coherence to happen. So what happens when you are in coherence with both the subconscious and the conscious mind? You have what we call the collective unconscious, otherwise known as the infinite field, and this distributes downloads when both hemispheres of the brain are in coherence. Now, you might be asking, how do I reprogram these habits that I have? Like what is a habit? A habit is when you get up in the morning and you put on your pants, what leg do you put in first, the right leg or the left leg? Usually you put in the right leg. If you put in the left leg, you probably fall over. So what are some methods? So like in Bob Proctor, he has a video where he says affirmations. However, it's only talking to the conscious mind. You have to literally drill these affirmations over and over and over. It is effective, but it's going to take more time. So how do we change the paradigms that take less time? Okay, well, first of all, we have to be able to drop down into the theta mode, which is meditation. This is where my Dr. Joe knowledge comes in. So we get into the subconscious once we've reached that theta mindset. And mind you don't have to necessarily just do meditation. You can do it through sound bowls. Like I do sound bowls on weekends, and I tell people this is literally shifting your nervous system from the beta, active mind, into the theta, the alpha, the relaxation. When you are in that trance, that hypnotic state, that is when you can start working with the subconscious to reprogram your paradigms that are not serving you. So let's say you have the results. You have results here. This is the goal. Ignore this for now. We're doing something a little different. This is the results you want to achieve. But your thought forms are down here. So this is pretty much saying when your thought forms are down here is, oh, I won't have this unless this happens first, or until my kids leave the house, then I'll have this, or whatever. Until I have enough money, I'll be able to, get this, or the lover, whatever. It doesn't matter. But if you're always thinking at this level, you're not going to get to the results. You're going to keep waiting. So you got to think up here at a higher frequency. You got to think at thoughts. Now the thing is, the thoughts that are up here are not, I guarantee you, they're going to be out of your subconscious paradigm. They're not going to match what the paradigm is saying. So for example, if I told you, okay, if you want to have $1 million, you need to go quit your job right now, and you need to go invest in such and such company or whatever. Go invest your money in this. Most people, that'll freak them out because that's not in their paradigm. So that's the whole thing. The whole point is, how do you reprogram? Know what you want. Know what your purpose is. Because a lot of people say, you want this, but do you really want this? And it's not even really about obtaining the results. It's who you're becoming in the process of obtaining the result. And then it's sharing it to people so then they can learn. Balance this so you can get in touch with, balance the subconscious and the conscious mind. Therefore, you will be able to get the downloads from the collective conscious, which is the source of all things. This is when Steve Jobs went to the Buddha monastery and was able to get these downloads on what to create. This is creator mode. When you are in creator mode and you get these downloads, then your thoughts are going to reach at a higher frequency to get you where your results are. Now, this is another thing that happens with people. They get the results, they get the goal. Like, let's say, for example, I want to lose 30 pounds. They lose 30 pounds, and then what? They gain the weight back. Why? Because they have the goal, and then they have the system. The system is the procedure on how to get there. You get the system through this knowing, through this collective conscious choice, these downloads. And it's intuitive, it's impulsive, but most people don't even act on their ideas. So So let me think. What was I saying? Oh goodness, I have a brain fart. So it's establishing a system and keeping the system. So have the goal. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna say this. Don't have the goal, but don't make it like have the system be the long term. Have the system be the long term. So instead of saying the goal is to be 145, say keep the system as to maintain that weight. I will go to the gym, 3 days a week in order to maintain my weight of 145. Then you just have the system in place. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense for you guys, because a lot of people backfire with the goal. So it's changing lifestyles, but it all begins with this. It all begins with shifting the subconscious. It's a lot of information. So you may have to watch this video a couple times more. I mean, I try to explain this as much as I can, but really, your mind is going to try to put fear, uncertainty, especially if it's doing something that it's not used to doing, especially if it's making choices that it's not used to. But how on earth are you going to change if you're doing the same thing over again? And the thing is, you're not even consciously aware of those habits that you're doing. So first become aware of the habit, know what you really want, know what your purpose is, know what your goal is, and keep going. Guard the gates of your mind. And this is one thing, I'm probably going to be a little bold in saying this, but I don't care. Guard the gates of your mind, because there are a lot of people out there, like astrologists or whatever. And I do believe in astrology, don't get me wrong. But don't let it dictate how you live your life. Like if someone's saying, now we're having Gemini full moon, and everything's going to be like this, and then what happens? You believe it, and then your thoughts create your reality. You are in charge every single moment of your life to switch. Don't be a victim of your circumstances. Don't let what other people say be an excuse to how you live your life. Just because so-and-so on YouTube says, the energy is, everyone's going to get sick, and blah, 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 doesn't mean you got to listen to that. Like your body, that's one of the things I forgot to mention on this. Your body, so you have the conscious, subconscious, and then this is the body, right here. This is the body. Woo! Your body is just the creature of the mind. Your body is just going to listen to what the mind says. Think of your mind as the government, and the cells are the citizens. If your government is corrupt, your citizens, the cells, are going to be corrupt too. They're going to be frantic, running around, creating autoimmune disease. Think about how your inner self is a reflection of your outward reality. And people are entitled to think what they want to think. That's fine. But we are our own creators of this reality. When you understand this, it's going to change the game. And just to end this off, guys, go on Google, because remember I'm telling you, and I didn't mention this, subconscious is depicted by the female hemisphere, the more right-brained. The conscious is more of the masculine. It's the force, the will. So if you're just visualizing stuff, okay, I'm going to visualize this law of attraction, that's more of the feminine. But that's the secret only took two of the Hermetic principles. And the two Hermetic principles that it just touched upon, let me see if I, because it only talked about the law of vibration, the law of correspondence. It didn't talk about the other ones. So you not only have to visualize what you want, but you have to have the will, that masculine force, to go out and do it. And most people fail before they even start. They have an idea, but they don't even act upon it. And then they have doubt and fears and all this stuff. Guys, you got to think with the thoughts up here. And it's going to, of course, go back to what doesn't match with this. But you got to trust it. And you got to just trust. So when you have female, let me draw this. I'm not an artist, so please bear with me. So if you guys look up the Lover's Tarot, I'm going to just explain how this fucking works. So you have, let's just say this is conscious mind, subconscious, and then collective unconscious, okay? So you have the masculine, feminine, and then the collective unconscious. Now, if you look at the tarot card, the Lover's card on Google, you're going to see this. You're going to see the male. You're going to see the male. And you're going to see the female. You're going to see the female. And the male is looking at the female. And the female is looking at the angel. Do you guys see this? So the female is on the same ground as the male. Now, if the male would just shut up and listen to what the female has to say, because she is the one who has the direct knowledge to the subconscious source, then it comes into balance. And I'm not saying this in a polarity. We all have masculine and we all have feminine in us. We all have the conscious and we all have the subconscious. So it's getting the conscious in a way to just be quiet and listen. Tune in, go into that theta, go into that brain state where you can reevaluate, reconform your paradigm to get you the results that you want to get. Okay, this is so this was kind of a long video, but it's something that needs to be said, and we are shifting and evolving as a human species, and in order to evolve, you have to be aware. You got to be aware. There's a quote that I put up on Instagram, and it said, "The illiterate will not be the ones who are not able to read. It will be the ones who are unable to learn, unlearn, and relearn." Okay, so that's all I got for you guys. Like and share. Oh, I'm having an event with my friend Chaney on June 25th. I'm going to be discussing more on the energy body, because the body also, guys, the body also has a lot to do with this. Energy is everything. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, I will put the Eventbrite page so you guys can sign up. If you're in the Phoenix area, it's going to be fucking amazing. I look forward to seeing you guys and meeting you guys and just sharing this more in depth, and to co-collaborate. I can't believe, hopefully this background noise is so noisy. Okay. All right, guys, much love to you. Be well, be safe, and know that you are not a victim. You are in charge 100% of the time. All right, bye.